Right, team, you're back again on my YouTube channel watching me chat shite. How did you get here? I started laughing because that sounds like Rick and Morty. Oh God, how did you get here? Was it through the suggested videos? Was it through my Instagram? Where did you get? Oh, I'd start again, Shannon. How did you get here?
Holy crap, look, it's that lady with the shit on her face like Worf from Star Trek that was getting coffee. How did she get there? Oh my God, Morty, how did she get there?
How did she get there?
So today, I'm going to be answering some questions in my inbox because I keep getting hounded on my Instagram, at MST Systems, by the way. I'm assuming you all know that. Hounded on my IG, questions. I just keep fucking ignoring you all because, well, they're just a bit too much, to be honest, guys. But I'm going to go through a few of them and answer a few of them now. Just the first ones that crop up. I'll probably do like 3 or 4. I'll scroll through, I'll have a look-ski, and we'll answer some. So I'll name some names if I think it's an alright subject, but if it's not an alright subject, if it's private, I'll keep it anonymous. So first question here is from Mr. Johnny Lawson. Any tips on stopping my hips rising too fast with the deadlift suit on, mate? It's not something I struggle with raw, but I am in the suit. So basically, Mr. Johnny Lawson, he's trying to pull, his hips are shooting up, and he's getting out of whack, out of position. So we'll have a look at his Instagram. I'll look at this deadlift. I'm assuming he's on about this suited pull here. I mean, it was a pretty short video. Has he got any other videos? So I've got this one. Speedy 200s. Interesting. 280 deadlift PB. And this one. Boom. What was the weight on this one he failed? 300 attempt. Yeah, to be honest, Mr. Johnny Lawson, I actually think that you're probably starting with your hips a little too low if they're popping that high. The thing with the suit is, guys, in the suit you want to drop your hip a little lower than raw most of the time, because when it comes to deadlifting, it's all about everything revolves around the start position, guys. Everything revolves on the start position. If anybody ends up hitching a lift because they're in a bad position over the knee, it's usually down to the start position. And when I say start position, I mean the position that you're in when the bar leaves the floor. I don't necessarily mean the position you put yourself in, because oftentimes people put themselves in a position and then when they try and pull, they get moved somewhere else. So on this lift here, what happens is Johnny's sinking his hip nice and low, and then his hips shot up, and because the barbell is slightly in front of him, because basically to drop your hip, you have to drop your hip, yeah, your knee has to come forward, doesn't it? Which then pushes the bar forward. So then if your shin is in contact with the bar, but then your hips rise and your knee shoots back, you've now got space in between the bar and your shin, which causes a max lift like Johnny's here to be missed, because there's a brief second when the bar is that far in front of his shin. So I would say that one or two things. Either, because the thing is, your 280 deadlift that I'm watching here, Johnny, you sink your hip a similar-ish position, I believe. Or maybe you don't. Let me have a quick look. It's hard to tell because they're different angles, to be honest, pal. But maybe it actually looks like you don't sink it as far, but it's different angles, so it's hard to see. But I would say, personally, mate, that actually you sink it and then the same thing happens on this 280. It's just hard to see because it's front angle. You can't really see the knee come back, but the knee does come back on this as well. So it pops to the floor, knee comes back. Yeah, I would say, oh, hiccups. I would say, mate, start with your hip ever so slightly higher. A nice way to find this position is on your warm-ups, do a rep in the suit, even if it's like 120 kilo, do a slow eccentric down, and then place the bar on the floor, and wherever you land, pull from again, and then do a slow eccentric down, touch the plates on the floor, pull again. And that'll help you find the optimal position, because when you do a slow eccentric in the suit, what you're able to find out is you're able to feel and get feedback neurologically as to where the load is in relative to your leverages, and also how the load is affected by the suit. So you'll be able to perfectly load the suit on the eccentric and find that position. But it looks like to me, mate, that you're sinking your hip a little too low. You're trying to load that suit too much, in my opinion. That is my opinion on that. And I think if you raise that hip height, it'll be a little better. So we'll move on to the next question. So where was it at? I just fucking seen it before. Oh, I'm not going to say the name of this person because it's a druggy question. But this question is, aside from potentially having fake sources, but my mates haven't had any issues, any reason why I feel nothing off 200 milligrams of Anadrol? Just for context, I've only ever done test. I've never done drugs and rarely drink, but I can handle my drinks very well. So all I can think of is my body processes it too well, if that is a possibility. If you are taking 200 milligrams of Anadrol and you are not feeling anything, I mean, even negative stuff, like you're not even getting terrible back pump, then I would go as far as to say it isn't properly dosed Anadrol, to be honest with you, because the thing with things that ramp the nervous system, because this is the thing with Anadrol, you take it for that switch in nervous system. That's the main reason why you're going to take it pre-workout. So it's not necessarily that you'll feel it, you know what I mean? You don't take an Anadrol and feel like ripping someone's face off, you know what I mean? It's not really that. It's an enhancement of whatever you're expressing. So usually when you pop an Anadrol, you'll be getting hyped up, you've got a big lift to do, you've got some goal you want to hit in the gym, and you're going to be revved up and fired up anyway. Like, you don't need, the Anadrol's not going to give you that, if you see what I mean. You need to give yourself it by creating that environment. But once you learn to do that, the Anadrol is going to enhance that by enabling you to switch into that sympathetic state, and it has a little bit of effect on some stuff it releases into the blood, which will ramp everything up. And yeah, it will, you won't necessarily feel it, so to speak, like a drug. It's not like an amphetamine or something like that where you're going to have a high heart rate and be jittery and, you know, going around. It's a different kind of feeling to that, because it's just enhancing whatever you're expressing. If you're a very relaxed gym trainer, like if you like to go in the gym, like Tom Martin, for example. Tom Martin will squat 400 kilo, be fucking shaking this on the way up, nose pop bleeding. He'll do the most epic lift and he'll rack it and then just be like, walk off. That man takes an Anadrol, he's probably not going to, you know, finish the lift and start fucking biting the bar in half, is he? It's not going to change his personality, because that's just how he lifts. So if you don't lift in that kind of state, if you don't get into that hyped up zone, then you might not necessarily feel anything. In terms of Anadrol though, it will acutely increase strength rapidly. So you should be able to go in the gym and you should lift weights that, you know, as long as you're recovered. Obviously you can't, this is the thing as well, it's hard to say, because if you're going into the session and you're overtrained, underfed, underslept, whatever, and you pop an Anadrol, it ain't gonna save the session, you know what I mean? But if you're going into the session fully recovered, you're ready to express strength, you've prepped everything well, and you take an Anadrol, yes, it's a fact that it will acutely increase force production. It just does. So if you're getting absolutely nothing from it, then I would say that it's more than likely underdosed or fake Anadrol, which is quite strange, because it's not the kind of drug that gets faked, to be honest with you. It's not exactly the most expensive thing in the world. But you know, gear these days in the UK, there's crap gear around everywhere, mate. Trust me, I had a blood test that shows it. But yeah, 200 mg as well, I would be expecting 200 milligrams, you'd be doing something that day and have the worst back pump in the world. Even if that was it, you know, Anadrol gives bad pumps. So yeah, you should at least be having some negative side effects off that much Anadrol to let you know that it is Anadrol. If you're taking it and there's just nothing, you know what I mean, then it probably isn't Anadrol. Right, next question. So, where's it at? I haven't actually looked any further down than this, to be honest with you guys. I don't know what's going to pop up. But I always get about 12 million random messages. Here's a good one. Business related as well. Been asked this a lot of times. I've just fucking said about 3 questions of it. Can I get more information on the app, please, Shane? Is it linked to a specific coaching program? Don't know what that means. Can it be used regardless of where you train? Any idea of the cost as of yet? Cheers. So the MST Systems app is coming circa February time. Is it linked to any specific coaching program? It's an MST Systems program, so yes, it's MST Systems. Can it be used regardless of where you train? Yes, the app is designed for you to build your own program. So you'll be able to go into the app, click build program. You don't have to build a program. There are going to be programs there that we pre-built, but you will be able to go in, click build program, and using the structure and rule set that has been built into the app, you will be able to build a program that fits you, that fits your gym, your kit, whatever. And yeah, it's basically designed so that, you know, even if you went on the app, click build program, and just click loads of random stuff, you'd accidentally build a really good program because it's designed that way. So yeah, you can train anywhere, any kit, whatever. You can use the app. Any idea of the cost as of yet? We don't know exactly because I need to do a little bit more. We need to get a little bit deeper into development, which will be coming in the next week or two, where we'll know the exact costs that the App Store charge. But basically, it's going to be the same price as MST Bot plus some additional charges for whatever the App Store charge. We're hoping around about £35. Don't hold me to that. It might be 40, it might be 30. We don't know. It depends how much we're going to get charged to be, you know, in the app stores and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. Somebody else asked on the app, what else is included with the app? So you'll get the builder program where you can build your own coaching program. You'll have pre-built plans that we will lay out for you. So they'll basically be just like plans that you can run with a description of what you'll get out of it. So it'll be like, run this phase first, then this phase, then this phase. If you wanted to like just run off-season style training. You can build competition programs, guys. You can build anything. Also, there's going to be health trackers, PB trackers that'll give you graphs of everything, how things are improving for your body weight, your blood pressure, stuff like that. We're going to be trying to get a little forum in there where you can have training logs and people can you know, build a little bit of a community there and log the training, ask questions on PD, stuff like that. Also a coach's corner section, loads of video advice on well, everything, strongman training and yeah, nutrition, everything. So it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be fucking class. So yeah. And by the way, I appreciate all the questions on the app. I know I've been a rude bastard because the thing is, when people ask you about, like, say I post about the app in my story and 30 people ask me for info, I can't sit there and have a convo with 30 people, guys, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a dickhead, it's just the way it is. Anyhow, moving on. So we'll do one more, I'll do one more question. This one's funny. So I'll keep this one private. He says he's having a little bit of trouble balancing his relationship and training for strongman. It's quite a long message, to be fair. Basically, I read this before, the general gist of this is that strongman, since he started strongman, he's in the gym for quite a few hours, a couple of times a week, and it's wearing a bit thin on his relationship. His missus isn't too happy with him spending time in the gym, and well, I'm assuming if you've maybe if you've come from general gym training 40 minutes to an hour and then you've added 2 hours onto that, you know, it can be a bit of a change. And he basically says, how do I balance my relationship with my training? And to be honest, mate, it's one of them where when I was younger, the amount of birds I've not been able to see or split up with or whatever because of training is ridiculous. And for a little bit of time, I used to think that it was me in training that was the problem. And I used to think that, you know, it was always going to be this way, that nobody really, you know, likes people who train this long. Because if you work all day till whatever time at night and then you got to go away and train for 3 hours, you know, you sap all your energy into your work life and your training life. Then you come home and you're like, ugh, a big mong. And it's hard. But the thing that happened over the years is, you know, you just kind of realize that a lot of the time it's because the other person in the relationship. Now, this doesn't work. I'm saying it, obviously, the guy's asked the question, so I'm saying his missus, but this works both ways as well. Like, you can be a female in a relationship with a man who's in the same situation. He's saying, like, you have to spend all this time at the gym, you know, why not going to see me? And the thing is, I often find that the problem actually lies with that other person, because if they don't have any hobbies or interests or anything, and they're just kind of like, they finish work, they get home, and then they're waiting for you to come home to like sit with you or whatever. If that's their how they occupy their time, then yeah, it becomes a problem, because they're going to be like, well, where are you? Why are you taking so long? You said you were going to be done at 7 and it's 8. Oh, well, I got chatting, I started doing a bit of monster dumbbell, I got tackied up, I did this. I was having a lot of fun, I was having a lot of crack, because at the end of the day, strongman training's fun, isn't it? So we do get caught up in the gym for a little while, having a chat, a bit of banter, and just lifting some heavy shit. So it could take a while, but what I've realised is it's not your fucking problem, mate. It's their problem. They should be supporting you, and they should be helping you achieve your goals, and you should be helping them achieve their goals. And it's just like a little bit of a weighing scale, you know what I mean? You've got to keep things balanced, that's all it is. If they're not into a hobby, if they don't have anything to do and they're waiting on you, then see that as something that you can help them with. Maybe get them a fucking present to go do something, to go try something, to just pick up some kind of interest so that they can occupy their time with their hobby. Or maybe they've got a talent at something and you think they should start doing something with it as a business, and they can start investing the time into a bit of self-employment and do like a bit of a side job alongside the normal job, and then try and roll. You need to help that person occupy their time that isn't just you, and then both parties are living their separate lives, but you're together. You know what I mean? That's what me and Shannon work really well, because we both have we're both very involved with obviously strongman and powerlifting and stuff, but we both have our own individual things that we do, and we're both happy. We're both busy all the time, you know what I mean? There's never a moment where we're both like, oh, why are you not home? Why are you at the gym? It's just busy all the time, because we've occupied our day as a full day. And that's the thing that I learned is, it's just when you've got a busy day and your head's rushing and you're doing stuff all the time, and theirs isn't. But that's not your fault, you know what I mean? You need to be able to balance them scales out, help them find some interest, help them do something with their time, help them occupy themselves. And then also remember that it can't just be sacrificed on their side all the time. It can't just be, like for example, I hate going out for meals, I hate fucking doing shit. But I've learned over time, well, sometimes I've got to just do these things, you know what I mean? I've got to miss training now and again. Not all the time, because obviously I do prioritize it, but sometimes you've got to just move stuff back. You've got to go out on the piss now and again. Even if you don't want to drink so run your training, sometimes you've got to get smashed. Just embrace it, accept it, get smashed, and then it keeps the scales balanced. Instead of it being like your strongman training taking over everything, it becomes there's compromise on your side. You're going out to meals, you're doing social events, you miss the odd session, you drink the odd time, you do fucking whatever. And also you're helping your partner, find something they enjoy, and then supporting them in their endeavours. Like when they go off to do their competitions, you go and whatever the fuck they do, like horse riding. I know loads of people whose missus into horse riding. If they go do some horse riding competitions, you go and you fucking watch the horse riding, and then they go and watch you do your strongman. It shouldn't be like, I'm strongman training, you come watch me do my competition, and then they go, well, I'm doing this horse riding thing, and you're like, oh, I'm training today, I can't go watch your horse riding, I'm training. So yeah, the problem does lie on both sides. It lies that we can be too selfish with our training sometimes, especially because a lot of people that are into strongman are autistic fuckers, and they like a routine, and then when the routine gets broken, the head blows. But also it can be that on the other side, where the partner doesn't tend to have that that hobby or that time filler, so to speak. When both parties have interests and hobbies and goals and things they're pursuing, and don't really find that people get that issue, you know what I mean? Like if both people have their own shit they want to do, that issue never crops up, to be honest. But if it does crop up, it's just because someone doesn't have a direction, they don't have a goal, they're floating in a circle, you know what I mean? They're just going round and round. They go to work, they go home, they go to work, they go home, and they're just like on repeat, and then they're like, hang on a minute, why is my fella not here? He should be here. I come home from work and he's here. Oh, he's at the gym slinging tin. Well, I don't like that, we need to break that circle. We need to get that person some direction, some goals, and something to focus on, so that they can crack on with their day, and then you two meet at the end of the day, satisfied that you've had a productive day, catch up, have a fucking chat and a shag, and fucking crack on. By the way, that is quite possibly the most unqualified, shittest relationship advice you've ever heard in your life. but you asked me the fucking question. People ask me loads of random shit, you know, nothing to do with strongman. I get asked some random shit, which is pretty funny. Anyway, enough rambling. Fucking subscribe to my channel, you little fucks. Goodbye.